Boom! All right. Corona, depression, Mother Nature being a bitch, what we can do to make sure we don't lie to ourselves, and 3 tips to not only make us healthier, but really allow us to start our morning, our day off correctly and crush life. All right, at the end of the video, make sure to go down to the bottom of the link and click on the Google form if you have lower back or shoulder pain. I'm doing some beta testing on a brand new program, and right now I'm looking for some free candidates to help me with it. We can speak one-to-one about your problem. You get a 5-week program. You have lifelong access, but I need some testing people. So if you're interested, hit that link below. All right, so Mother Nature. What do I mean by that? Very simple. I think we need to have an open conversation with ourselves and ask ourselves if we are lying or really telling ourselves the truth. Last week, I went into a video of the coronavirus and fat shaming, and I spoke about, what is really healthy, if we are really healthy, and what exactly healthy should be, because I think a lot of times we're being told misinformation, if you want to call it that. And I think right now, with Mother Nature being what I'm talking about is a lot of us are been quarantined. A lot of the stores and shops and basically life is shut down. And we've had a very interesting time alone in our home. And so I think a lot of people spend a lot of times telling themselves they're happy with their loved one, they're happy with their mom, their dad, their family, their sister, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, themselves. And when things get quiet, when everything turns off, we get to really realize if we are happy with ourselves. And I think a lot of times when that white noise or that noise of just activity of the day stops, I think a lot of us have realized we're not nearly as happy as we think we are. And not only do I think that is probably true, facts are basically showing it by either 1, divorce rates, 2, breakup rates, 3, domestic violence abuse rates. I know in Germany we have issues where the women can go to a gas station, tell the clerk at the gas station that her husband's beating her or they're beating the kids or something is going on. That should not be going on. And none of that is okay. And I think the conversation we need to have is 1, why is it happening? And 2, what can we do to prevent it from continuing to happen? And 3, really the solution being the fact that we need to stop lying to ourselves, to understand how we can tell ourselves the truth, how we can realize where we really are, because if not, at the end of the day, Mother Nature does not care what we tell ourselves. It's going to implement something like a virus or a shutdown or a storm or whatever it might do, and it's going to really test the truth. So if you're not happy with who you are, if you're not happy with your situation, if you're not physically, emotionally, and mentally healthy, it doesn't matter what we tell ourselves or what you tell yourself. Mother Nature, at the end of the day, is gonna figure out the truth. All right, so now let's go over 3 tips of what we can do to not only kind of test our mental health, see exactly where we really are, so we can have a baseline, a benchmark for where we're starting, but also a bonus tip at the end for something that can really help us show our empathy in a situation like this and not only prevent problems before they start, but really dig deeper into a relationship without even trying. All right, so tip number 1 is we need to understand how to breathe, because if we're breathing wrong, then we're always going to be in our sympathetic nervous system, which is actually the fight or flight nervous system. So right now, sitting, standing, whatever you're doing, I want you to take a breath in and see what gets fat as you breathe. And what I mean by that is if I put my hand on my stomach and I breathe in, my stomach should get fat. Now, I've got a whole bunch of videos. I'm gonna list a few around here that you can click on after this and watch, and I'll link them below. But what we wanna make sure we do is when we breathe, the air goes in, the stomach gets fat, and as we breathe out, just like someone's gonna punch you in the stomach, you would tighten it up, because that is gonna activate our diaphragm, and we know that the activation of our diaphragm is gonna regulate the nervous system. By regulating the nervous system, you are allowing your body to go into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your relaxing nervous system, versus staying in the fight or flight all the time, because that is not what it's made for. The fight and flight nervous system is made for running away from a dinosaur. So if there's a dinosaur behind you, stay in it. But if not, test your breathing, make sure you're doing it correctly, because that alone will get your nervous system working for you and not against you. Tip number 2 is, I don't want to say meditation because that seems to be the thing that everybody wants to do, but we should be able to sit, close our eyes, breathe correctly from step number 1, and focus on next to nothing. So what I like to do, and which is a great way to start, is close your eyes, sit in a comfortable position, I'll link the video here, and just focus on your breath. So as you breathe in, focus on the breath coming in. If your mind wanders, don't worry about it. If you think about the Skittles you left on the floor, your kid being an asshole, whatever, it's okay. Just bring your mind back, don't beat yourself over it, don't beat yourself up over it, and continue. So breathe in. Make that sure that stomach gets fat, focus on that breath, and then breathe out and do the same thing. Once you have that down, and if you want to focus a little bit more, because this idea of just having this clear mind might be tough, try to do some box breathing. So that would mean breathe in for, let's say, 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, so you're creating a box, let it go for 4 seconds, and then when you've let it go, hold no breath, 4 seconds, and then continue. And you can see how that creates a box. What that does is that allows your body and your breath to focus on the mechanics. It allows your body to understand what it feels like to hold that breath in. And then that 4 seconds where you don't have any breath, you're actually working on the balance of your O2, your oxygen, and your CO2. And when your body can't balance them very well, what do you think it wants to do? Going back to step number 1, it wants to go back into your sympathetic nervous system. So step number 1, or tip number 1, and tip number 2 work beautifully together because they're interconnected. Tip number 3, and I think this is the tip every single number 3 in all the videos I have, is cold showers. I'm gonna link the video again here, but the thing is 1, we spoke tip number 1 about breathing, 2, focusing on the breath, and 3, now cold showers. Not only will the cold shower wanna make you breathe from your sympathetic nervous system because it's going to think fight or flight, but in order to stand under the cold shower, let it hit you, breathe normally, stay relaxed, and only focus on your breath will teach you a level of discipline and a level of struggle that you maybe not have had in a very long time, especially depending on how cold your water is when you're watching this video, because the water is always colder in January than it is in August. But either way, the water is cold, so it's a fantastic start. You will realize that that cold shower, that ability to stand there, breathe correctly, focus on the breath, not stay all tight, and almost rewire your autonomic nervous system, so the nervous system you technically can't control, to work with you, bring you into that parasympathetic nervous system, out of that fight and flight, will make you stronger. So during the day, those small little things that annoy you, the quietness or the missing of the white noise that brings you in your head, you will start to notice this sense of peace of mind. And you didn't even do anything. You literally just did 30 seconds in a shower. Again, watch that video I linked up there. You learned how to optimize your breath, and you focused on just not focusing on anything. So these 3 things don't need to be added into your day. They almost take things away from your day, give you time back, make you more efficient, and allow you, as I said in the beginning of the video, to fucking crush your day. All right, and the bonus tip is mirroring. However, this is a different mirroring. What I want you to do is I want you to listen to your partner, listen to your friend, listen to anyone you're in a conversation with. And I want you to take the last piece of that sentence, the 3 to 5 words, and repeat them when they're done. So if we're having a conversation and I say, you know, John, I just have an issue with da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I go and I go and I go, and I say, because I think this is why it always makes me late. It always makes you late? Yeah, it always makes me late, and I'm going to continue to go. And each time I speak, at the end of that sentence, all you have to do is just take those final 3 words and repeat them to the person as a question. Because what's going to happen is you're going to allow that person to really discuss what's going on. They're going to feel that you are a great listener, which you are, because you're using those 3 words to go deeper into the context of what they're talking about, and you're showing them something called empathy. Not sympathy, but empathy. And the difference is small, but huge. Funny enough, sociopaths and serial killers usually have empathy, not sympathy. Sympathy is, I do something to you, I see how it affects you, so I change what I do because I have sympathy on how it's affecting you. Empathy is the exact opposite. I always say as a physio, often I work on people, I see it causes them pain. If I was sympathetic, I would go lighter because I don't want to cause them pain. However, I realize what I'm doing, or I know what I'm doing, is helping them. So I am empathetic to the way they feel, but my joke is I push harder because I want to make a difference. So that is the difference between empathy and sympathy. And by doing this mirroring trick, you're going to show them a level of empathy they have not seen before. So not only will you get more context out of the conversation from them, you might realize why they are really upset, what is really bothering them, what you might have done, if you did anything, to help to annoy them, or 3 or 4 or 5, how many points I just gave. They're going to feel that you really are taking the time to listen to what they want to say and to care about how they feel. And because of this, if any argument or annoyance or conflict were to arise, most likely it won't. 1, because you did such a great job listening, and 2, because even they might not be aware of the empathy that you just showed, something will be different. They will appreciate it, and that friction that usually might come won't come, and in return, you build a better relationship. So give it a shot with your mailman, your friend, your father, your mom, your dog, your cat, whatever. Give it a shot. You will be shocked how effective it is. It is something I use every single day, and since I've learned it, it has been a lifesaver. So that's your bonus tip. Give it a shot. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think, and until next week, boys and girls, peace. All right, so hopefully your shoulders, your back, your this, your that, everything is feeling better. You guys have seen all the links throughout the video, websites, gtsgermany.com. If you like these videos, hit the subscribe button, comment below, start a conversation. I'm not doing these for myself. I want to talk with you. Let's discuss what's going on. If you didn't like the video, let me know that too. And check out the free links, man. I got the 30-day Unbreakable Body Challenge. Sign up for that. It's on my website. Links are below. Totally free. I don't hassle you. I'm just trying to fix your shit. So check it out. Thanks so much. Follow me on the Instagram channel. Follow me on the podcast. Let's become friends. Let's have fun. And goddammit, let's become pain-free.